paper 2, the most important part is tribal India. I will tell you first the importance of tribal India. In tribal India, we have 6.1, 6.2, 6.3, 7th unit 7.1, 7.2, 7.3, 8th unit 8.1, 8.2, and 9th unit 9.1, 9.2, 9.3. These 4 units together constitute tribal India. These 4 units together constitute tribal India. How many marks from tribal India? Out of 400 marks. Why? Because 8 questions in which we have tried 5 answers. Means 5 into 50, 250. But how many marks they will give? They will give for 400 marks. 8 questions they will give. Out of 400, 200 marks means 50% of the question paper constitute tribal India. 50% of the question paper constitute tribal India. Anthropology means 2 things. Anthropology means thought. Anthropology means thinkers. Anthropology means tribals. So in paper 1, thinkers, how much important it is. In paper 2, tribals are that much important. Tribals are that much important. Why they ask about tribals, or why they focus? Big criticism on anthropology discipline. What is the criticism on anthropology means? Why anthropology studies more about tribals? Why anthropology bothers about tribals? For example, sociology bothers about today's society, modern society, but anthropology bothers about primitive societies. Anthropology is all about understanding the evolution of biology, understanding the evolution of cultures. When we can understand the evolution of cultures, when we understand the early man, why? Because the culture came from early man. Early man is nothing but replication of a tribal man today. So, if we know about tribal man, we know about ourselves more better. Oh, in that way he used to live. So, slowly, eventually we developed, we civilized and we reached this stage. Anything, anthropology believes that we have to understand in evolutionary way. In your general essay also, if you write any essay in evolutionary way, you will get more marks. Like prehistory, history, then post-independence, then today. Essay or any answer, if you write in evolutionary way, you will understand properly. So the anthropology also believes that we have to understand the society in evolutionary way, and in the evolutionary way, the beginning happened with tribal population. The beginning happened with primitive population. Number 1. Number 2. In India point of view, paper 2 is called as Indian anthropology. Paper 2 is called as Indian anthropology, paper 1 is called as general anthropology. In paper 2 Indian anthropology, anthropology deals about vulnerable sections of the society. In paper 2, it deals about vulnerable sections of the society. That is the reason in paper 2 we have STs, SCs, minorities, linguistic minorities, religious minorities. These are disadvantaged sections in India. These are the backward sections of India, or these are the historically disadvantaged sections of the society. So, in these communities, what is more disadvantaged or what is more vulnerable, which community is more backward, means it is tribals. It is STs. So, because of all these perspectives, the anthropology, mainly paper 2, deals about tribals. So, the tribal India will give us knowledge. 6, 7, 8, 9, these 4 units give us knowledge about how the tribals live, how they are classified, what is their way of living, what is their social characteristics, what is their economic characteristics, where they are geographically present. This all we study in 6th unit. And 7th unit we discuss about problems, land alienation, health and nutrition, education, all the problems which are faced by tribals and minorities, religious minorities, linguistic minorities, and development displacement. Because of development, how they are being displaced. Development, displacement. 8th unit we discuss about because of Hinduism, because of Christianity, because of Islam, because of Buddhism, how tribals got impacted. If I am a tribal, how I got impacted because of Hinduism, because of Christianity, because of Islam, because of Buddhism. Why? Because these are the mainstream religions. So how these religions influenced me? Yes, obviously. In Northeast India, the tribal communities got impacted by Christian missionaries, because of which their literacy rate is very high, their education is very high, their health status is very, very high, their impact with Christianity. Coming to central India, the tribals who converted to Christians and the tribals who didn't converted to Christians, there is a conflict between both of them. You people are Christian convertees, you people are non-Christian convertees. So there is a negative advantage of Christianity, there is a positive advantage of. So because of Christianity, because of Islam, because of Jainism, because of Buddhism, how the tribal societies got impacted, we discuss in 8th unit. And 9th unit, we understand applications of anthropology in Indian tribals. Applications of anthropology in tribals, how NGOs are helping, how NGOs are supporting the tribal cause. Regionalistic demands. In Northeast India, every tribal community demand for a separate country. Nagas, Mesos, Kasis, Aptanis, every tribal community, they demand for their own region, their own autonomous region. So why they demand regionalism, communalism? The tribal communities who converted to mainstream religion and the tribal communities who are following their own religion, conflict between both of them. Convertees, non-convertees, communalism. Convertees, non-communalism. Applications we will be discussing in 9th unit. So, the tribal India of paper 2 mainly constitute 6th unit, 7th unit, 8th unit and 9th unit. 6th unit, 7th unit, 8th unit and 9th unit. So, first starting with tribal India, which is 6.1. In this 6.1, we will understand about the definition of tribe. We have to first know what is tribe. So, I will tell you what is tribe. In general context I will tell, then I will go in anthropological context. Tribe are those people who live in isolated pockets. Who live in isolated pockets means they live in isolated area. Where? In forest area. The tribals who live in isolated pockets, they have their own territory. They give importance for the culture. They give importance for the kinship people. They have their own economic subsistence and they are happy with their economic subsistence. Means what? Self-sufficient economic unit. They are not like us. For everything they won't demand. For everything they won't go and interact with other communities. For everything they won't want this. Whatever they have, they are self-sufficient. So tribals are generally, they live in a geography, a bonded geography, a bonded territory, who give importance for culture, who give importance for kinship relations, who are self-sufficient economies, and who feel shy to contact with mainstream. That particular criteria, if it is present with any community, that community we call it as tribe. So, any community which is having a territorial boundary, any community which is having their own culture and giving highest importance to the culture, any community who give importance for the kinship, any community who have self-sufficient economy, any community who feel shy to contact with the mainstream, that particular community group is called as. So we will go, these people are tribal people. We will see in definition point of view. This person, D.N. Majumdar, had defined who are tribes. He told, what I told almost same will be there. He told tribal definition according to anthropologist D.N. Majumdar. D.N. Majumdar is famous Indian anthropologist. According to him, tribes are, a tribe is collection of families. A tribe is collection of families bearing a common name. Bil, Gond, Chenchu, Nair, Kasi. The people bear a common name. Members who occupy the same territory. They live in the same territory. They have a strong feeling towards their territory. They are not like us. They will not go to USA. They will not go to another country for job. They will not go another place for living. They live. They have an association with their own land. They have a territorial affiliation with their own land. They live in the same territory. They won't allow their people to move out of the territory. I will go and do job. I will go and do my graduation there. I will go to USA means they will not accept. If you once go out of the territory, you get out. So they give importance to the territory. They live within the territory. members who occupy the same territory speak the same language, Bil language, Gondi language, Santali language, Mundari language. These people will speak only one language. Means what? They are homogeneous. Every tribe is a homogeneous. They have same language, they have same culture, they have same religion, they have same territory. So that society is what? Homogeneous. Whether we are homogeneous? We are not homogeneous. We have Hindus, we have Muslims, we have Christians, we are Hindi speaking people, we are Telugu speaking people, we are Malayalam speaking people. So our society is not homogeneous. Our society is heterogeneous. Means modern societies are heterogeneous. Modern societies are diverse. But tribal societies are homogeneous. Why? They speak same language. They have same religion. Everyone have same religion, same language, same culture, have same geography, have affiliation with their territory. Homogeneous society. Speak same language, observe certain taboos regarding marriage. Only this type of marriage should happen. Marriage, they will not change. Or certain taboos will be there with respect to their culture. This culture we have to follow. They give highest importance for the culture. They give highest importance to their traditions. Yes or no? Whether they follow the tradition very seriously or they are like us, like light taking people. We are light taking people. These people are not. They won't take anything light. They take it very seriously. Profession or occupation and have a developed, well-assessed system of reciprocity and mutuality of obligation. Reciprocity. They give highest importance to the community, they give highest importance to the territory, and within the people there is reciprocity, a mutuality of obligation. I will help you, you help me. Kung Bushman, he go to a far, best example this is, you will understand very easily. Kung Bushman, he went to a very far distance. After getting a hunt, he can consume there, but he will bring that after being starved for 10 days, he will come to his own community and give it to the community. What is that? Mutuality of obligation. What is that? A system of reciprocity. Why? Because a we feeling is there. Any tribal community, when they live in one territory, they have one language, they have one culture, they have one taboos, they give importance for the cultures, they give importance to among themselves, they give importance to the territory, there is a mutuality of obligation and the system of reciprocity. That is called as tribe. According to D.N. Majumdar. Any question, I told you 200 marks will come from, out of 400 marks, 8 questions, 200 marks will come from Tribal India. The Tribal India examples can also be used in paper 1. How anthropologist names of paper 1 can be used in paper 2, in the same way the paper 2 anthropologists, the tribal examples can also be used in paper 1. And any question on Tribal India, start with the tribal definition. First you give me definition of tribe, you explain me what is tribe, you tell me first who are tribes, then you enter into the answer. So this is tribe. According to Ralph Linton, what he told? According to Ralph Linton, according to Ralph Linton, tribe is a group of bands, people occupying a contiguous territory and having a feeling of unity deriving from numerous similarities in a culture. So we people live in a contiguous, for example, we are a tribe. We live in a contiguous territory, means continuously our land. Ashok Nagar, Gandhi Nagar, a continuity. We live in a continued area whereby we have a brotherly feeling among ourselves. We have a we feeling among ourselves. We have a strong, this people are my people feeling will be there among the tribe according to Ralph Linton. Because of similarity, why? Because of similarities in culture. You are eating, my eating same. Your culture, my culture is same. Your way of marriage, my way of marriage is same. Your belief system, my belief system is same. Your tradition, my tradition is same. Your taboo means social avoidance. Your taboos and my taboos are same. Your superstition, my superstitions are same. Your social evil, my social evils are there. So everything is same. So a togetherness. Because of similarity in culture. Frequent contact and a certain community of interest. We have frequent in contact, a community feeling, a together feeling. That particular community is called as tribe according to Ralph Linton. So first we are understanding about who is tribe. So, tribe according to D.N. Majumdar, tribe according to Ralph Linton. These are the characteristics. If these characteristics are present, they are called as tribe according to D.N. Majumdar. If these characteristics are present, these are called as tribe according to Ralph Linton. Sir, generally, you tell me, what are the characteristics? You just tell me how these tribes live in India. What are the general characteristics of tribe? So, up to now, I gave universal definition of tribe. See, understand this. When we use the word definition, you also, in your writing an answer, if you write, Ralph Linton defined tribe, D.N. Majumdar defined tribe, you have to be very careful. If you use the word definition, the technical words should be as it is, should be replicated. As it is, you have to write. If not, you just simply write, according to Ralph Linton, tribe is. Means, definition is the word across the time, across the spatial. Temporally, spatially means timely and geographically same across the world. Then only I can call any statement as definition. Definitions are universally true. If I use the word definition, everywhere it should be fit. Temporally means in ancient India, in modern India. Geographically, in Jammu and Kashmir, in Kanyakumari. Everywhere that statement should fit, then only I can call that statement as. Then if you use the word definition, as it is, you have to repeat. If you forgotten about the definition, then you write according to Ralph Linton. But if you use the word definition, as it is, it should be presented. So, characteristics. So, if these characteristics are present, then that particular community is called as tribe. What are the characteristics? Common topography means common territory. Tribe will live in one territory like Rajmahal Hills, Chota Nagpur Plateau, Adilabad region, Meghalaya region, Arunachal Pradesh region, Andaman Nicobar Islands, Lakshadweep Islands. So, a common topography. The tribe live in one particular territory. And the tribe, they have a sense of unity. The tribe have a sense of unity. We feeling, strong we feeling will be there. These all are my people. A sense of unity. Endogamous group, whatever it may be, they follow marriage within the group. Endogamous groups. They will not give out of the tribe. Means Santalis will not get married with Bills. Bills will not be married with Gonds. Gonds will not married with Koya. Like our society. Means endogamous group. Every tribe is a endogamous group. Common dialect. They have a common dialect. Not like us. If you go to Bihar, the people who speak from Bundelkhand region and the people who speak from Patna region will be different. The dialect will be different. Maharashtra, the people who speak Marathi from Konkani region, the people who speak Marathi from Vidarbha region and the people who speak Marathi in Bombay region will be completely different dialect. Telangana Telugu, Rayalaseema Telugu but these people, they have a common dialect. They have a common pronunciation. Why? Because they inhabit common territory. They inhabit common territory. So, the dialect is also same, the language is also, they give highest importance to what? Kinship relations, a bond. If you, in our village also, if you go to our village, when we drop from RTC bus, government bus, some or the other person will come near us and he will tell that you are my banja, you know, you are my son-in-law, you are my this, you are, we only don't know. Then we will ask our mother what he will become for me, what she will become for me, we will ask. Then after she tell only or he tell only, we will confirm it. Then again second time when we come, he will tell, have you forgotten me? No, I didn't forgotten me. Then he will tell that what I will become to you, you tell me. What I belongs to you, tell me. It's a common thing. Why? Because in villages also we have a kinship bonding. In village also we have a kinship bonding and that kinship bonding in tribal societies are more stronger. Kinship relations. Distinct political organization, they have their own political organization. Whether they become part of the mainstream or they have their own political system, they have their own political system. I'm not talking about nowadays tribe. General tribe characteristics which was prevailing, they have their own political system. There is one big man will be there or a group of 5 members will be there. He will be ruling the tribal hamlet. Distinct political organization. Common culture, the people follow one culture, common culture. Egalitarian values, this is very important. Almost 95% of the tribal communities have egalitarian societies. They are not like our society, like Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. They are not like our societies like economically rich or economically poor. They are not like our societies like bourgeois and laborers. Egalitarian society. Everyone is equal with another man. Tribe, they follow equality. In tribe, one is superior, another is inferior. That concept is not at all present. It's an egalitarian society. Religion, what type of religion is followed? Primitive religion. Worshipping of souls is called as primitive religion. We people believe in what? We people believe in monotheism or polytheism. If we believe in polytheism, we are called as Hindus. When we believed in monotheism, we are called as Islam or Christianity. That is called as modern religion. But these people believe in primitive religion. These people believe in primitive religion. Like what? Animism. Worship of souls. They worship ancestors. They worship snakes. They worship totems. Primitive form of religion. Isolated form of living. They want to be isolated. They never want to be integrated. They never want to become part of isolated form of living. The technology will be advanced technology or primitive technology? Primitive way of technology. And subsistence form of economy. They never bother about savings. They never bother about investment. They never bother about tomorrow. They will just bother about today I am existing or not. Subsistence form of economy. Today I will work. I will go for hunting, I will get hunt, I will eat the hunt and I will survive, that's it. Subsistence form of, I am talking about traditional tribes like Sentinelese of Andaman Nicobar Island, Jarwas of Andaman Nicobar Island, Birhurs of Uttarakhand, Aptanis of Arunachal Pradesh. These all are the traditional, full-fledged, original, actual tribal communities. But nowadays what happened? True, the tribals are coming into contact with mainstream, little bit change we are observing. But when we come to the original definition, this is. So, if these features are present, if these characteristics are present, any community can be called as tribe. So, if anyone asks you, so you are studying anthropology, tell me who are tribes. If these characteristics are present, then that particular community can be called as a tribe. According to constitution, who are tribes also we will discuss. Debate on the definition of tribe, as I told you. So, understand this. When I use the word universality of definition of tribe, see, when I use the word definition, anywhere, any subject, if you use the word definition, it means temporally and spatially, it should valid everywhere. That statement, if I apply in Hyderabad, one statement if I apply in Patna, that statement if I apply in Mumbai, the statement if I apply in Los Angeles, the statement if I apply in Melbourne, anywhere if I apply the statement, it should fit. Not contemporary. Yesterday, today, tomorrow. Temporally, timely, geographically. If anywhere, anytime, if I apply that statement, it should be applicable. Then only I can call that statement as definition. So, this tribal definition is universal. Whether the universality of definition of tribe is correct? Yes. So, if these characteristics are present, any community called as tribe, and the tribe have these features. But nowadays, because of contact with mainstream, because of culture contact, because coming into contact with complex societies. Complex societies means modern societies, simple societies means tribal societies. Because of coming into contact with complex societies, the original characteristics of tribe are getting deteriorated. But however, when we come to the discussion of a tribe, when we come to the discussion of the tribal characteristics, when we come to the definition of the tribe, this is what the tribe everywhere across the universe. Then, Indian tribes and concerns related to definition of tribe. So, this definition of tribe is also applicable to India? Yes. Everywhere across the world, when we call upon a tribe, these are the definitions which are valid, these are the characteristics which are valid. But in the 20th century and 21st century, because of contact with the mainstream, the characteristics are getting deteriorated, but however, the tribes like Sentinelese or Jarwas or Birhurs are maintaining their original characteristics. Those sections of people are called as tribals. So hence there is universality of definition of tribe, which is given by D.N. Majumdar, which is given by Ralph Linton, which is also explained in the format of general characteristics of tribe. What T.B. Nayak want to tell? So he want to address, so coming to India, how the tribes are there. Coming to India, how tribes are present. After D.N. Majumdar, after Ralph Linton, after general characteristics of Indian tribes. So T.B. Nayak, this is one of the anthropologists, according to T.B. Nayak, how the Indian tribes characteristics are there, he gave. And he told that a tribe should have least functional interdependence within the community. A tribe should have least functional interdependence within the community. Means, within the community, they are autonomous. They are self-sufficient. Whatever they are available, they will consume. Tribe, whatever they have, they will consume, or they will go for in search of job for another community. Whatever they have, they consume. They are self-sufficient. They go for hunting, they go for whatever available in the forest, they take it, they consume, but they don't want to change their economic subsistence. They don't want to become part of mainstream. It should be economically backward. Who? Tribes. Primitive means of exploiting natural resources. Tribal economy should be at underdeveloped stage, and it should have multifarious economic pursuits. So, in India, those sections of people are called as tribe who are backward, whose economic subsistence are backward, whose technology in manipulating economy should be backward. Their economic principles should be backward. Yes or no? For example, I will tell you. Malar tribal community, they will not plough the land. Malar tribal community of Rajmal Hills, they will not use plough. When they don't plough, they just throw the seeds. Accidentally, some trees, seeds will become food grains. But without ploughing, whether the result would be good or negative. So why they are not ploughing? Then the Malar tribal community will tell that the earth is mother goddess. It is their mother goddess Gosain. If they plough means I have to put a strong, sharp piece and I have to go into the soil. When I plough, it is similar to ploughing the mother's heart. Why? Because our goddess is Mother Earth and Mother Earth is our Gosain. So because of that, they will not go for ploughing of the land. And when they don't plough, what will be their food grains production? The food grains production will be less. They know that if they don't plough, their food grains production will be less, but still they will not plough. Why? Because their culture. Why? Because their religion. Why? Because their goddess. Primitive form of economy, primitive form of technology, primitive form of belief system. There should be a comparative geographical isolation of its people, compulsory the geographically isolation. T.B. Nayak also told in India also the same characteristics are present. Hence, the tribe in India and the tribe in the rest of the world are, the tribe in India and the tribe in the rest of the world is also same. Why? Because here also we are isolated. They should have common dialect. There should be politically organized and community panchayat should be influential. Local panchayat will be there. They will not become part of mainstream. They have their own political system, local panchayats. A tribe should have customary laws. They have their own traditional laws, they have their own customary laws, or they will follow the laws of mainstream. They follow the laws of their own tribal communities, their own culture. So T.B. Nayak want to tell that it might be the tribe rest of the world or tribe India, they have the same features. Hence, the tribe definition is universally valid. It might be the tribe of India or the tribe of rest of the world, the characteristics are same. The values are same, the belief system is same, the customary law is same, the economic subsistence is same, shyness to contact with the mainstream is same, isolation way of living is same. Hence, the definition of tribe is temporally and spatially same. Hence, universal definition of tribe. It's a previous question. Whether the definition of tribe is universally valid. First, you have to write the definition of D.N. Majumdar, then the definition of Ralph Linton, then the general characteristics of tribes, then the characteristics of Indian tribes given by T.B. Naik. Hence, the general characteristics given by T.B. Naik of Indian tribe and the tribe in general both are same. Hence, the definition also same. Oh, so these people are tribe. Tell me, what are the characteristics? Now you understood. So, who are tribes? Huh? Who live in same territory, geographically same territory, number one. Number two, they follow their own culture. They have their own culture. Common dialect. They have common dialect. Next, they have key importance to kinship relations. Next, endogamy system. Next, egalitarian society. Equality prevails among the tribes. Next, they have their own political system. That too primitive form of political system. We feeling, they have a strong we feeling, they have a strong brotherly feeling, a universal brotherhood is existing among them, a strong fraternity is present among them. Next, reciprocal economic relations. There is a reciprocal economic relations, mutuality of obligation will be there, reciprocal economic relations are there, primitive form of technology, primitive way of living, shyness to contact with mainstream, isolation way of living. These are the general characteristics of a tribe. Anywhere these characteristics are present, then we can give ST category. Recently, ST categories are given to Hattis tribal community. So, if they satisfy these conditions, then we will be providing with ST category. How I will tell you. Madan and Majumdar stated the following observations. What he stated, Madan and Majumdar, an Indian tribe is territorial group. Santals working in Assam tea gardens refer to particular regions of Bihar and Bengal as their homes. See, he told, Madan and Majumdar, one book is there, in that Madan is a famous anthropologist. He told, there is a territorial group, they believe that. The Santal tribal community, they went into work in tea gardens of Assam, Darjeeling area in Assam. When they are working, still they tell that, after living there for 10 years also, when they asked about, where you from, they tell that we are from a part of Bihar and we are from a part of Bengal. Why? Because their territorial affiliation will be there. Among Indian tribes, kinship operates as a strong integrating force. Among Indian tribes, kinship relations. The people have a strong kinship relations. Indian tribe has one common language. Every tribe have one common language. Unique feature exists among tribes like youth dormitories. Absence of institutional learning. They have their own moral codes. Youth dormitories. Madan and Majumdar is telling that there are some tribal communities. Listen carefully. In some tribal communities, there are some unique features. Like what? Youth dormitories. What is this youth dormitories? For example, in Orans, there will be a youth dormitory called as Dumkuria. In Gons, there is a youth dormitory called as Gothul. In Orans, there is youth dormitories called as Dumkuria. What is this? What happens in Dumkuria? Once they enter into the teenage, 11, 12, 13, teenage, when they enter into the adolescent age, all the children of Oran community, they have to leave their families. They have to leave their parents, boys and girls both. There will be community halls. Now onwards, when they enter into the adolescent age, they are not called as children of parents. They are called as children of Oran. They are the children of the community. Now the boys and girls both come into these youth dormitories like hostels. They come into these youth dormitories and they both stay together. And they both stay together till they get married. Who will do the marriage? Community will do the marriage. And these people, young boys and girls, stay together and work for the Oran community. When war is there, they go for fighting. If any social function is happening in any community, they will go and help. If any requirement is there like agriculture or hunting or gathering, they will go together. So, a youth dormitory type of system will exist. So, the young people are not the children of the parents, but the young people are the children of the... I am you, we are children of our parents. We are children of our parents. But there, the young people are not the children of the parents, they are children of the community. They work for the development of the community. They work for a unique feature. Youth dormitories is a unique feature. Youth dormitories, absence of institutional learning, there will be, in that youth dormitories only education will be provided. They have their own moral codes. They don't follow rule of law. They don't follow any constitution. They have their own moral codes. So according to Madan and Majumdar, these are Indian tribes. Almost same. So we got points from D.N. Majumdar, we got points from Ralph Linton, we got points from T.B. Nayak, we got points from Madan and Majumdar. You know generally with your minimum knowledge what you studied up to now, tribes are backward, they are naked, they tie leaves. That is also true. But anthropologist way, if you talk from T.B. Nayak, if you talk from Ralph Linton point of view, if you talk from D.N. Majumdar point of view, if you talk from Madan and Majumdar point of view, that is called as tribe. The names are very, very important. What characteristics according to them? What definition according to him? What definition according to him? Like Ralph Linton, like D.N. Majumdar, like T.B. Nayak, like Madan and Majumdar. R.K. Roy Burman in 1970. So what happened? There was a very debate happening. In 1960, 1970, the big debate is whether the tribes are Hindus or not. See, first you understand tribe. Basics are very important. First we should know who are tribe in the world, who are tribe in India. Then what happened? When British people came, Christianity arrived, people thought tribes also like Hindus only. Tribes also part of Hindus. Today STs are part of Hindu social system or not? Yes, but tribes have their own religion. Tribes have their own way of living. The tribe's way of living and the tribal way of living is completely different. But what we did, we had unified the tribals into Hindu mainstream. So question arised, whether tribes are really Hindus or tribes have their own religion. Whether tribes follow Indian culture or tribes follow their own culture. In that context, Roy Burman gave 4 versions of tribes. Roy Burman classified the Indian tribes in terms of their orientation towards Hindu society. Number 1, those incorporated in the Hindu social order, means they themselves submerged into the Hindu social order. Tribes who merged into Hindu social order. Tribes who are part of Hindu social order. Like tribes who are worshipping Hindu gods. Tribes who are worshipping Hindu gods. Bills have accepted caste system and structure. What is present in Hindu social order? Caste system. So the tribes who accepted caste system and who also adopted caste system. So they completely merged into Hindu social order, one variety. Second variety, positively oriented towards Hindu social order. Santals, they have their own god but also worshipped Hindu gods. So there are tribals in India who worship their own gods but also worshipped, for example, Medaram Sammaka Saraka Jatara. It's a completely, it's a tribal festival, tribal gods. But the people who are worshipping the Medaram Sammaka Saraka Jatara, which is the largest tribal festival in the world, which should be worshipped only by the Koya community. The Koya community worship that god and the Koya community also worship the mainstream god. Lord Brahma or Lord Vishnu or Lord Shiva, they also worship mainstream god. Means they believe their own god, they also believe in Hindu mainstream god. Example, Santals. Third variety, negatively oriented towards the Hindu social order. Why? Because in 1950, 1960, 1970, we generalized that tribes are Hindus. Then the debate was happening whether tribes are Hindus or not. Then the Roy Burman studied whether really tribes are Hindus or not. So first version, the tribes who merged into Hinduism. Number 2, who had a positive attitude towards the Hindu. Third, the tribes who had negative attitude towards, like Mezo and Naga. Mezo and Naga, they never told we are Hindus. Mezos and Nagas, they never told Hinduism. They have their own religion. If not some part of Mezos, they accepted Christianity, but they are completely far away from Hindu social order. They never accepted Hinduism. Negative social order towards Hinduism. Fourth, Indifferent towards the Hindu social order. Who is Hindus? We never heard about Hindus. Indifferent attitude towards tribal communities of Arunachal Pradesh, Aptanis. They don't want to be associated with Hindus. So 4 different versions are there. Why? Because in 1950, 1960, today also we have. Today also we feel. Why? Because see, STs are under where? Hindu Marriage Act. STs are under Hindu Succession Act. How you can put STs under Hindu Succession Act? How you can put Hindus under Hindu Marriage Act? Whether they are Hindus, they have their own religion, they have their own culture, then how you will imbibe them under Hindu social system? Example, Hindu Succession Act, Hindu Marriage Act. If they want to, if any tribal want to get divorce, they have to follow Hindu Marriage Act. The tribe is questioning, I am not Hindu, then how you are making me to follow Hindu Marriage Act? In that 4 views came. One is incorporated Hindu social order, positive attitude towards the Hindu social order, negative attitude towards the Hindu social order. 4th is indifferent, means unbothered. Indifferent means unbothered. Indifferent attitude towards the Hindu social order. So this person, this Roy Burman, a Bengali anthropologist, he concluded that all tribes are not Hindus. All tribes are not Hindus. Why? Because there was an Indologist. There was a famous Indian anthropologist called as Gurye. He told in 1960s that tribes are Hindus, but what type of Hindus? Backward Hindus. So there was a debate is happening whether tribes are Hindus or not. Then this person had decoded and told that there are 4 varieties of affiliation with Hinduism. One is merged into Hinduism. Number 2, positive towards Hinduism. 3rd is negative towards. 4th is unbothered, indifferent towards Hindu. Yes. If tribes in India, then Mesos, Nagas, Aptanis, they don't bother about Hinduism. In Santals, 3 varieties of Santals are there. One Santal who took Hinduism, Santal who is following their own religion, traditional religion, Santal who borrowed Christianity. So how you can universally tell that Indian tribes are Hindu tribes? Hinduism is mainstream. So 4 versions are there according to B.K. Roy Burman. Correct, Parya Singh? Yes, Krishna Priya. Certain taboos, correct. Now, see, the terms are important. So, first we understood tribe from the context of D.N. Majumdar, Ralph Linton, T.B. Naik, Madan Majumdar. We also understood about Indian tribes. Then, tribe, sir, but we don't listen word tribe, we listen word scheduled tribe. Then who is this scheduled tribe? Who is this tribe? Who is this scheduled tribe? Who is this tribe? Tribe is a universal word. Scheduled tribe is an Indian constitution word. Indian constitution gave the term called as scheduled tribe. Indian constitution have gave the term called as scheduled tribe. Scheduled tribes in India. Where it is present, sir? Who are scheduled tribe? Current affair. 3 days back in news, Hattis of Himachal Pradesh got ST status. There is a demand. Jat people are asking for ST status. Everywhere there will be demand to get into ST status. So how we will get ST status and where it is present in the Constitution of India? In the Constitution of India, the ST word is present in 2 articles, Article 366 and Article 342. Prelims point of view, where the word ST is present in the Constitution, only in 2 the ST word is present. One is 366, Article 342. 366 also implicitly present but not explicitly. In 366 they mention that the definition of tribe is mentioned in Article 342. Then again I have to check Article 342. The term scheduled tribes first appeared in the Constitution of India under Article 355, Clause 25. Defined scheduled tribes as such tribes or tribal communities or parts or groups within such tribes or tribal communities as are deemed under Article 342 to be scheduled tribes for the purpose of this Constitution. So, Article 366 told a community or a group of community or a contiguous community are called as tribes who are present in Article 342. Then what is Article 342? Again I am referring Article 342. Article 342, which is reproduced below, next, here. which is reproduced below, prescribes procedure to be followed in the matter of specification of scheduled tribes. So, who are called as scheduled tribe is present in Article 342. See, in that way it is written. Article 366 talks about procedure for the formation of a scheduled tribe as per Article 342. Then again I will open Article 342. In Article 342 it is clearly mentioned. Why? Because in the constitution everywhere we use the word the ST status is provided, or a community is called as ST according to the Article 366. But when I open Article 366, in Article 366 which article is present? 342. Then again I have to refer Article 342, like that it is. Then Article 342. Article 342 states that according to this article only, any community is getting ST status or any community is enjoying ST status and its reservations. What it is written? The President. Leave this, I will tell you in understanding way. Article 342 talks about after the Constitution came into force. When? January 26, 1950 came into force. After the Constitution came into force, for the first time, understand this, for the first time, President by notification, by consulting the state governments and governor, for every state, for every union territory, a list of STs are prepared and notified. For the first time after the Constitution came into force, President, with the help of state governments, created a list of STs, and that list is called as STs for the first time. Now, if I want to add one community missed, it is not added, or one community added extra, I have to remove it. Some state governments are demanding, hey, this many communities are there, you didn't add it into them. Some communities are doing dharna, add me into ST. For the first time by the presidential address, from the second time onwards by parliamentary procedure. Got it? For the first time by a government order, GO, by a presidential order. From second time onwards, if I want to amend it, if I want to add or delete it, I have to go through the parliamentary procedure. Means I have to pass a bill. Yesterday in Himachal Pradesh, one tribal community got added. How? By a parliamentary bill. So, later on, eventual addition or deletion or amendment can happen only by parliamentary procedure. What is parliamentary procedure? Simple law. By passing a law, by simple majority, it need to be passed in Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, then only it will get a ST status. The President me, with respect to any state or union territory. So, again one more point. STs are not at national level. STs are at state level. That is the reason Nayak of Telangana, Nayak of Andhra Pradesh, who are STs, are not STs in Karnataka. If you are from Karnataka, you will know. Nayak of Karnataka are SCs. NAIK, Nayak of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana are STs, but the same Nayak of Karnataka are SCs. Means what? STs are state specific. So, for every state there will be state specific ST list will be there. May respect to any state or union territory, and where it is a state, after consultation with the governor, thereof by public notification, specify the tribes or tribal communities or parts or groups within tribes or tribal communities which shall, for the purpose of this constitution, deemed to be scheduled tribes in relation to that state or union territory as the case may be. Parliament may by law include in or exclude from the list of scheduled tribes specified in the notification issued under clause F any tribe or tribal community or part or group within any tribal or tribal community, but save as aforesaid, a notification issued under said clause shall not be varied by any subsequent notification. Simple. As I told you, thus the first specification of scheduled tribes in relation to a particular state or union territory is by notified order of the President. After consultation with the state governments concerned, these orders can be modified subsequently only through, just I mentioned what is present in the constitution. What you have to remember means, for the first time when the constitution came into force, the list of STs are given according to the state and union territory by the President. by consultation with state governments. After once the list has been given, subsequent amendment can happen only by UPSC interview expected, damn sure question it is. You are from anthropology, tell me how any community will get ST status. Sir, when the constitution came into force for the first time, the list of STs are given according to the state and union territory. But after that, the subsequent amendment, addition or deletion will take place only by an act of parliament. So today, if I want to add any community into the ST list, it can happen only by parliamentary act. By an act of parliamentary act. That community is called as tribe. Now Yadavas are demanding for ST status in Telangana. Anyone will demand. Why? Because cutoff is less. Cutoff is very, very less. Attempts are more. So everyone wants ST status. But everyone don't want to call as a tribe. I want reservation, but don't reveal my community name. Means there are some advantages, so people want to get the status. There was a big question in the constitution. Sir, you tell me, so a committee was being constituted to fix. So lot of demand is there. Why? Because cutoff is less. So lot of demand. Every community is want to enter into ST status. Then what will happen? The real ST will face problem. If everyone is demanding ST status and I am going on giving on ST status, who will suffer? The original ST will suffer. For example, I will tell you. You open any year, go to Google, it's a universal truth. Take result, UPSC, final result, CSC, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021 or any year, you will get the PDF result. Enter, Control F, search, find, Control F. Enter MENA, MEENA, MENA. Nearly 30 MENAs you will find in the result sheet. I am not against MENA, it is an example. MENA. Who are MENAs, sir? STs. Well off, highly educated, empowered, parents good, economically good, compared with other ST communities. So now, a Chenchu is studying, a Baiga is studying, a Gond is studying, a Bill is studying and a MENA is studying. Who will get the ranks under ST category? MENA. So only one community is hijacking. That is another problem. Well-off community is hijacking. So who will at loss? So this marginalized will become more marginalized. We gave reservation, but that reservation is not enjoyed by that. So a committee was being constituted, name called as Lokur Committee, 1965. Lokur Committee determined 5 standards to include any caste or community in the tribal group. So in India, one committee was being constituted. So to find the criteria to give any community a number 1, they are geographically isolated. They have to live in geographical isolation. They should not come into contact with mainstream. They should not become part of mainstream. They have to live a geographical isolation, like tribal hamlets, Lambar Tandas, tribal hamlets, number 1. Number 2, distinctive culture. They should have their own culture, their own dress material, their own way of dressing, their own way of religion, their own way of culture. That is called as distinctive culture. Third, primitive traits. They should have indications of primitive traits like primitive technology, primitive way of economic subsistence, today also hunting, gathering, primitive traits. Backwardness, they should be socially backward, they should be educationally backward, they should be economically backward. Shyness of contact with the community at a large, shyness to contact with mainstream. If these 5 criteria are present, according to Lokur Committee, we can give ST status to that. So debate was happening from 1951 to 1955. Everyone is demanding for ST status. Reservations are associated with it. Benefits are associated with ST status. So every community is, Lambadis didn't got reservations till 1976. Till 1976, the Lambadis were Lambadas, very famous tribal community in the Deccan region. In South India, it is given by Indira Gandhi as a mechanism to get votes. It's a political decision. Lombardies, it's a political decision to get ST status. The original ST is according to the original constitution in Telangana or Andhra Pradesh is Gons, Rajgons, Kondareddis, Koyas, Chenchus, some parts of bills of Chhattisgarh and Telangana region. These are the original Savaras of northern Andhra Pradesh. Why? Because these characteristics are compulsory. One is geographical isolation, distinctive culture, indications of primitive traits, backwardness and shyness of contact with mainstream. So this is about basics. We didn't enter into subject up to now. Now in the syllabus you have biogenetic variability, linguistic classification, socio-economic characteristics of tribal population, geographical classification or geographical distribution. These four are present in the syllabus. So up to now we understood who are tribe, up to now we understood the definitions of tribe, up to now we understood the general characteristics of tribe, up to now we understood the characteristics of Indian tribes, up to now we understood the constitutionality of STs and what are the criteria required to call a community as a ST. Up to now any doubt? Irregular tribe. So see, first understand. So now we are classifying the tribes. Now we are classifying the tribes based upon four criteria. One is biogenetic variability, second is linguistic variability, third is socio-economic characteristics, fourth is geographical distribution. In these four characteristics, we are dividing the tribes. Biogenetic variability. What is this biogenetic variability? Little bit biology. This is my biology. This biology is mainly because of what? Genes. I will repeat again. Or because every time it will repeat, so understand it. The building block of a human organism is cell. The building block of human organism is cell. Inside the cell there is nucleus. Inside the nucleus there is chromosomes. Chromosomes building block is DNA. DNAs are physical structures. DNA 1, DNA 2, DNA 3, DNA 4, DNA 5, that is a physical structure. That combination of DNAs will have a function. One DNA will not have a function. One brick, while we are constructing a wall, one brick will not have a function. So it's a combination of bricks joined together, then it will have a function like it will not allow the wind to come inside the house. Similarly, one DNA will not have a function, a arrangement of DNAs will have a function. So that arrangement of DNAs is called as gene. So the functional component is called as gene, the structural component is called as DNA. The structural component is the arrangement. The structural component is called as DNA and that arrangement of structures is having a function. So that arrangement of structures or arrangement of DNAs will be having a function. That arrangement of DNAs is called as gene. Gene is not a physical component. Gene is nothing but combination of DNA. So my biology is because of the genes. My skin color, my hair color or my ears, it might be anything for every human being. It is because of what is my gene, what is my structure of gene, what is my function of gene, accordingly my physical presence or accordingly my biology will happen. Biogenetic variability. Biology is because of, and these genes are variable. So I look alike, you look alike. You are different, I am different. You look differently, I look differently. Why? Because my biology is different, your biology is different. Why your biology and my biology is different? Because your genes are different, my genes are different. You are genetically different, I am genetically different. You are genetically have your own form, I have genetically have my own form. My own form, your form, your form, your form, polymorph. Genetically polymorphism. Across the community, across the world, we are genetically polymorph. Means your genetical structure is different, this person's genetical structure is different, this person's genetical structure is different, my genetical structure is different. So genetically different forms. Genetically different forms means genetically polymorphs. Genetical polymorphism. So when I am genetically different, my biology will be different, your biology will be different. So the classification of tribes based upon their biological appearance. Classification of tribes based upon physical appearance. That we also call it as racial classification, Generally, but technically it is called as biogenetic classification. Generally, we call it as racial classification. Technically, it is called as biogenetic classification or biogenetic variability, because my classification is based upon physical appearance. Why physical appearances are different? Then only I can classify. No, if everyone is same, how I can classify? All I will club under one particular group. So everyone is different. So I am classifying based upon their biology, and that biology is because of their genetic. So biogenetic variability is a common phenomenon. Based upon the differences in biogenetics, I am classifying the tribal population into different races or different groups. That particular classification is called as biogenetic variability. See, biogenetic variability. Genotypic variation. Genotype means at individual level his genes is genotype. At individual level his genotype, his gene structure is his genotype. Individual level we call it as genotype. My genotype is different from your genotype or not? 100%. My genotype is different from your genotype. That is the reason we are not same. If my genotype and your genotype is same, obviously you and me will be same. So there is genotypic differences, genotypic variations amongst humans are caused by differences in the genes or gene regulations. Your genes are different, my genes are different. So your phenotype, again, my genetic structure is called as individual level, it is called as genotype. There is another word which is called as phenotype. There is another word which is called as phenotype. My physical appearance is called as phenotype. This phenotype is because of genotype, accepted. This biology is because of genotype. The biology technically called as phenotype. So every phenotype is because of genotype. The study of biogenetic variability among the tribes refer to the study of variations in physical and physiological features amongst humans leading to the formation of race. So based upon differences, these people are black, these people are white, these people are tall, these people are short. Based upon these physiological characteristics, the tribes are classified. That particular classification is called as biogenetic variability. For example, skin color is one criteria. Your skin color, my skin color is different. It's one criteria. Hair color and hair textures, for example, negroid, woolly hair, australoid, wavy hair, difference. Hair color and texture, eye shape and color, some are round, eye shape and color, black color, brown color, facial index, long head, broad head, nasal index, nose, long nose, short nose, cephalic index and cranial index, skull, this particular part, body build, stature, tall people, short people, these are all the criterias for the classification of tribes. Biogenetic variabilities. You tell me, my biology if this features, your biology is this features are same? Not same. Why not same? Your gene is where my gene is different. Your genes is variable, my genes is variable. Your genes are different, my genes are. So based upon the physical characteristics, we are going to classify the Indian tribes. That can be also called as biogenetic variability. Not only that, not only physical characteristics, serological parameters, blood group systems, hemoglobin systems. For example, my blood, A blood or B blood or AB blood or O blood, that is an appearance. Doctor, which blood group? B blood group. Appearance. That appearance of B blood group is because of genotype called as B. So the blood group is B because some gene is telling that your blood group should become B. Your blood group is A because some gene is telling that your blood group should become A. Then only the blood group is becoming A. So serological parameters like blood groups, non-serological blood groups like testing ability, secretor status. For example, there is something called as phenyl thiocarbamide. A small element will be there. like sugar like material will be there, which is called as phenyl thiocarbamide, PTC. I gave him, I gave her. This person is telling, sir, it is sweet. This person is telling, sir, it is sour. Another person is telling it is bitter. Another person is telling tasteless. Same, I gave to 4 different people, 4 different responses. Why? Why? So when they kept on the tongue, 4 different responses according to their genotype. My genotype is different, so I am feeling it as a bitter. My genotype is different, so I am feeling it as a sweet. My genotype is different, so I am not feeling tasteless. I am feeling tasteless. So the clear example is what? This taste buds is also a phenotype because of genes. So in that way, a phenotype, based upon the phenotype, it can be physical features, it can be blood group, it can be taste buds also, we can differentiate the populations. So here we are taking the best way of classification is physical appearance. In that we had classified them. Analysis of physical traits leads to understanding the significance of these traits, like study of stature, skin color, analysis of adaptive behaviors with changing environment. For example, I will tell you why we should study this biogenetic variability. That is also important. What is necessary to study the racial classification? Temperature is changing. Up to now, white people were been living here. The temperature is changing. When the temperature is increasing, for which color of people that increased temperature will be adaptable or suitable? Black people. Why? For black people, melanin content will be more. When melanin content is more, the heat which is entering inside will be dissipated equally. The amount of sweating will be more. So the internal organs will be cool. Why? Because the melanin content will help from heating of the body organs. Why? Because it will dissipate outside, it will also sweat more. So in hot temperature, hot climatic conditions, in high temperature conditions, whether why fair people are important or black people are important. So when we study this racial classification, we will understand that for which environment, which people are suitable. For example, I will tell you. Jarwa people, they came into contact with Port Blair people, they came into contact with mainstream people in the process of selling their vegetables, in the process of selling their honey in Andaman Nicobar Islands. They entered into the house of people who got COVID in 2020 and 2021. Only 0.2% of the Jarwa people got affected by COVID. Only 0.2% of Jarwa people got impacted by COVID, whereas in India or in mainstream society, just a COVID air came, everyone got impacted. Means what? They are naturally immune to COVID. So because of this classification, I came to conclusion that Jarwas are having strong immune towards COVID. The mainstream people are vulnerable to COVID. So when I do classification, it will give me knowledge that Jarwas are so strong against COVID. So there is one gene which is acting against COVID. So I will take that gene, I will to fix in mainstream. So these people also will become. So in that way, when I classify the population, I will know what are the best traits in one community, what are the negative traits in one community. In cold temperature, black people are not suitable. Why? Because the black color will dissipate the heat. But in cold temperature, heat dissipation should be less and heat consumption should be more. Heat conservation should be more, so that my internal organs will become warm. So in cold temperature, which type of people are suitable? Fair people. When the temperature is less, fair people are adaptable. When the temperatures are high, black people. So this knowledge will give us when we classify the population, so we understand the significance of classification. That is the reason we are dividing the population based upon the physical features. Why, sir? Why you told all this? Why? Because a question came. Sir, if you classify them as black people, if you classify them as white people, unnecessarily you are creating a distinction between them, and unnecessarily you are creating a racial conflict. Unnecessarily you are creating a racial conflicts by dividing them into white people and black people. Then the answer is, I am not dividing them, I am dividing them because I want to understand what are the best traits which are available here, what are the best traits available here. Accordingly, I can do any treatment to any section of people. Understanding the link between epidemiology, diseases, epidemiology means diseases and human races, strength of immune system. So I can understand, oh, these characteristics are present, their immune system is strong. If these characteristics are present, their immune system is weak. So if I borrow these genes and if I fix here, they will also get strong immune system. Because of which we had racial classification or biogenetic classification, and here we are doing racial classification and biogenetic classification of Indian tribes. And what are those? And who did it? And who did it? Before that, one big problem came. The big problem is, in the process of, first I want to know which race is present in India. First I want to know who are the people present in India for the first time. Actually in India, whether we are black people or white people, who are the people who are present in India? I want to know the racial history. But the big problem in India, who are the original people of India, we are unable to find because our soil is too much acidic in nature. Our soil is acidic in nature. So what happened? When the soil is acidic, the bones will not remain. The fossil evidences cannot be found. Why? Because the bones will decompose because of the soil which is acidic in nature. So what are all the evidences I got? I got only stone tools. But stone tools are not sufficient to find the racial history of the population. What is required to find the racial history of the community? Fossil evidences. But I could not find the fossil evidences because of the acidic nature of soil. So it became a challenge. Which were the community who lived in India? Who are the first people who came in India? Then only I can classify. No, I should know who are the original people. That unable to find because the fossils got decomposed. Only stone tools are available. Skeletal remains have rarely been found. Because of this constraint, it is very difficult to construct a racial history of. Risley was the first anthropologist who for the first time attempted the racial classification of Indians on the scientific basis. As we don't know the racial history because of the absence of fossil evidences, one anthropologist, he himself gave racial history. If already we got evidences like Europe, like Africa, then from history only we would be constructed a scientific classification. But as we don't have any evidences, one man came and that man is called as this man. Herbert Hope Risley is the first man and Birja Shankar Guha is the second man who gave the racial classification of Indian population. Indian population and Indian tribal population. Risley's classification, Guha's classification. Racial classification of Indian population or biogenetic classification of Indian population. This is original. Just I gave you introduction up to now, and here this is the classification. In that, Risley, he visited India. He is an IAS officer now. At that time, he is called as Indian Civil Service Officer. British ethnographer, colonial administrator, a member of Indian Civil Service. Conducted extensive studies on the tribes and castes of Bengal Presidency. At the time, it is Bengal Presidency. Used the ratio of width of the nose to its height to divide Indians into Aryans and Dravidians. He told that Dravidians' nose are broad, Aryans' nose are narrow. So based upon the nose, he divided as two groups, Aryans and Dravidians. He classified Indian population into 7 categories based on different criteria. How? These are the 7 categories. So he categorized what? Not tribes, complete Indian population. It's not tribal population. Syllabus is tribal population. First I will go into India, then I will go into tribe. So this Risley, this man did extensive survey, extensive research and came to a conclusion of India. Who are the people living in this India and he classified these people who are living in India into 7 categories based upon their physical features. Based upon their physical features. Number 1, Turco-Iranians, Indian subcontinent. India or Indian subcontinent? Indian subcontinent, 1905. Indian subcontinent. Pakistan is also part of India. Bangladesh is also part of India. Turco-Iranians, Indo-Aryans, Scytho-Dravidians, Aryo-Dravidians, Mongolo-Dravidians, Mongoloid and Dravidians. So he told India is classified into 7 groups based upon physical features. This is original, what you have tried in your answer. Up to now I gave you introduction, why we went for biogenetic. See, anything we have to know why first. Why we are doing biogenetic variability? We are doing biogenetic variability because we want to find advantages which are associated with community. In that way, 7 communities are there in Indian population, not tribal population. Turco-Iranians, Indo-Aryans, Scytho-Dravidians, Aryo-Dravidians, Mongolo-Dravidians, Mongoloids and Dravidians. Within the tribal community, Manikanta, Turco-Iranians, Indo-Aryans, Scytho-Dravidians, Aryo-Dravidians, Mongolo-Dravidians, Mongoloid and Dravidians. How they are geographically present? First, Turco-Iranians. Turco-Iranians. These people are called as Turco-Iranians. Second, Indo-Aryans. In between, Punjab, Himachal Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, in this particular part is called as Indo-Aryans. Third, Scytho-Dravidians. Scytho-Dravidians. This particular part, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Maharashtra part, western coast is called as Scytho-Dravidians. Aryo-Dravidians. Aryo-Dravidians, 4th group. First is Turco-Iranians, second is Indo-Aryans, third is Aryo-Dravidians, 4th is Scytho-Dravidians, 5th is Mongolo-Dravidians. Mongolo-Dravidians. 6th is Mongoloid. Mongoloids. Here it is. Mongoloid. 7th is Dravidians. In this way, the Dravidians are present here, Mongoloids are present here, Turco-Iranians are present here, Indo-Aryans are present here, Scytho-Dravidians are present here, and Aryo-Dravidians are present there, or Scytho-Dravidians are present there. In this way, 7 categories: Turco-Iranians, Indo-Aryans, Scytho-Dravidians, Mongolo-Dravidians, Mongoloids, Dravidians. This is complete India. This is complete India. But we want what? Tribes only. We are not bothered about India. The syllabus is tribal classification, that is India. So, tribes among Risley's classification. Tribes among Risley's classification are Dravidians and Mongoloids. Dravidians and Mongoloids. Who are Dravidians? This particular part. Who are Mongoloids? This particular parts. So, Risley told these are tribal classification, these are tribal classification. These are called as Dravidians, these are called as Mongoloid. These are called as Mongoloids, these are called as Dravidians. These both are tribals. Rest all are general. So, we are not bothered about general, we are bothered about tribals. We are not bothered about general, we are bothered about tribals. Tribals are Mongoloids and Dravidians. Dravidians and Mongoloid. Dravidians and Mongoloid. So, in this what we will study? How they look, how they look. How they look, how they look. Dravidians. These are Dravidians. Toda, where Toda? Nilgiri Hills, South India. Todas. His head is long or broad? Long. Long headed. Long headed. Nose is also, nose is broad, sometimes depressed at nasal root like this, depressed at nasal root. Dark complexion and dark eyes. Short stature, curly hair. Short stature, curly hair. Example, Todas of Tamil Nadu, Koyas of Andhra Pradesh, Gons of Madhya Pradesh. These are the physical features of Dravidians. Santals. Santals. These are Santals who inhabit southern Chota Nagpur, means Chhattisgarh, and the Paniyans of South India are purest Dravidians. He believed Dravidians are the original inhabitants of subcontinent and that they were modified by infiltrations of Aryans, hence called as Aryo-Dravidians or Mongolo-Dravidians or Scytho-Dravidians, Greeks and so on. So, according to Risley, who are the original inhabitants of India is not true. According to Risley. According to Risley, the Dravidians are the original inhabitants of India. Because of contact with Scythians, because of contact with Aryans, because of contact with Mongoloids, because of contact with Greeks, these Dravidians got intermixed. Hence, Scytho-Dravidians, Mongolo-Dravidians, Aryo-Dravidians. But the original are Dravidians, according to Risley. And who are purest Paniyans of Kerala, and the Santals are the purest Dravidians according to Risley. This is about Dravidians. Next, Mongoloids. Mongoloids, how they look. Broad head, see. Broad head. Mongoloids, Chinese fast food center. Mongoloid. Broad headed, long to narrow nose. Dark yellow tinge will be there. Yellow color tinge will be there. Yellow tinge. Short stature, yellow tinge. Obviously, some yellowish will be there. If you go any Mongoloid person, some yellowish tinge will be there. Obviously, short stature will be there and well built will be there. Scanty body hair. Most important is here there will be a epicanthic fold. Here there will be a epicanthic fold like this, fixed permanently from birth onwards, which is a unique feature of Mongoloid racial stock. Epicanthic fold near eye is a unique feature of Mongoloid. Example, Kasis of Assam, Sherpas of Nepal, Kachins of Burma. These are the physical features of Mongoloid. So, we understood Risley's classification. So, first we understood biogenetic variability. In that biogenetic variability, why we are going with biogenetic variability, in which we entered with two people gave the racial classification or biogenetic classification in India. One is Risley, other is Guha. Risley divided into 7. Indian population, Turco-Iranians, Indo-Aryans, Aryo-Dravidians, Mongolo-Dravidians, Scytho-Dravidians, Mongoloids, Dravidians. In these 7 categories of Indian population, true or tribals. One is Mongoloid, other is Dravidians. Examples of Mongoloids is Kasis, Sherpas. Examples of Dravidians, purest Dravidians are Santals and Paniyans. Because of the intermix with Scythians, Aryans, the Dravidians got intermixed. But the original inhabitants of Indian subcontinent is Dravidians, according to Risley. This is little bit big, it will take 1 hour. So, the Guha's classification we will discuss tomorrow. So, what all we discussed today? We discussed about definition of tribe, versions of tribe, characteristics of tribe. In that we understood D.N. Majumdar's definition, Ralph Linton definitions, T.B. Nayak's characteristics, and in B.K. Roy Burman association with Hinduism, with tribe, then Madan and Majumdar. Then we understood constitutionality of tribes. Then we discussed about biogenetic variability, why we went for biogenetic classification. In the 2 classifications are there, one is called as Risley's classification, other is called as Guha's classification. So, in Guha's classification also we will have this big classification. Again in this Guha's classification, what are tribal classification we will discuss. Guha's classification, Tibeto-Mongoloid. In this way they are different. For topic, this is very important topic. So, previous year question on this topic of biogenetic variability. Then we will go for linguistic classification of Indian population. This is also very big classification. Linguistic classification. Write down today's question. Who are tribes? Who are tribes? Who are tribes? What are the characteristics of tribes? what are the characteristics of tribe, comma, and how they are associated with Hinduism. And how they are associated with Hinduism. How they are associated with Hinduism. What is the question? With Hinduism. Hinduism. Roy Burman. Who are tribes? What are the definitions of tribes? D.N. Majumdar definition of tribe. Ralph Hinton definition of tribe. Then the characteristics. So in 6.1, we will understand the tribe, tribal classification based upon physical features, tribal classification based upon the language, tribal classification based upon the social and economic characteristics, tribal classification based upon geographies. Then in 6.2, very interesting, we will come with respect to tribal problems. What are the original tribal problems? Land alienation, unemployment, underemployment, low literacy and poor educational facility, health and nutrition, poverty and indebtedness. These are the major problems. 6.3, what are other problems? Development, displacement. The tribals are displacement. So where you will get these examples? I will give you case studies. I am doing it, 650 case studies and another 150 case studies, 800 case studies I will provide, and every case study will be of 4-5 lines. Just you remember, try to remember it. It will give value addition, that one extra mark. Everyone will get out of 10, 5 marks or 6 marks. That extra 1 mark if you write this case studies. So the case studies where you have to use, here you have to use. In tribal India you have to use. Indian society, tribal India means 6, 7, 8, 9. Indian society means 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, any doubts?